Markets on air, with a focus on investment. Germany sets out on new paths. Nearly 1,000 top managers and politicians came to the 2018 Asia-Pacific Conference to discuss and promote German-Asian economic relations. At the meeting in the Indonesian capital Jakarta, German Economy Minister Peter Altmaier renewed a plea for global free trade.
When we see tendencies of protectionism, tendencies of state economy instead of market economy, we have to be the advocates of market economy.
Modern, cosmopolitan and expanding economically. That's how Jakarta presented itself to the guests at the conference. Foreign investors are welcome in Indonesia. Astra, one of the country's largest industrial firms, has even introduced the German dual training study system. And Indonesia offers more to investors.
They probably have more preferences in other countries such as China, for instance. But don't forget, Indonesia, we grow at 5%, China is growing at 6%. It's probably a bit time, now it's time probably for Germany also to a little shift some of the investments to Indonesia.
For the German economy minister, the introduction of the dual training system is an example of how a constructive partnership with Indonesia can work.
Expanding in Asia. In Thailand, Mercedes-Benz has a long history of partnerships. It's been producing cars here since the 1960s. Now it has its sights set firmly on the future, and that means electromobility. The company is investing 100 million euros here to expand car production lines and build a lithium-ion battery plant for its plug-in vehicles. Thailand wants to secure its position as a major automotive hub in the region.
Now we come to a point where the cost of labor obviously is cheaper in other countries around Thailand. So to be a leading production hub in the automotive industry, that needs now a change into new technology, into innovative automotive products. And we all know that is clearly the EV direction. So electric cars, high voltage knowledge, high voltage components and technology, that is what needs to be built up.
It's part of an ambitious plan by Thailand's government. Official promotional videos like this one advertise huge infrastructure programs, smart cities, and breakthrough technologies intended to catapult the country into the 21st century and increase its competitiveness. Many incentives aim to attract high-tech investment also in the automotive sector.
We position ourselves as the hub for, of course, for global production, particularly for green technology production. So that's why we are now looking at the next generation automotive industry. Certainly with the new technologies, we need to reskill our workforce or even to make sure that the new entrants into the workforce would have the required skills.
BMW Thailand has set up its own training facility to ensure that its apprentices meet the company's high-quality standards. And the firm works closely with educational institutions across the country to bring them up to speed.
3 billion euros. That's how much the German government plans to invest by 2025 in research on applications of artificial intelligence. The AI funding program is intended to mobilize an equal amount of private investment. Artificial intelligence is making especially strong inroads in the health and automotive sectors. Professional services company PricewaterhouseCoopers recently calculated that artificial intelligence alone could contribute some $16 trillion to global economic growth by 2030.
London calling. Despite uncertainties caused by Brexit, German engineering giant Siemens has a big order in Britain to modernize the iconic London Underground. For 1.5 billion euros, Siemens will deliver 94 new subway trains for the city's Piccadilly line. It currently carries 700,000 passengers every day. After the modernization, its capacity will be even larger, and the new trains will offer travelers more comfort.
The joy of giving. In Germany, sales in the Christmas shopping period are forecast to climb again this year. For the past 10 years, sales in November and December have risen steadily. And in 2018, they're predicted to exceed 100 billion euros for the first time, according to estimates by the German Retail Federation HDE. The Christmas season is the most important time for German retailers. In the last 2 months of the year, sales are typically 15% higher than in other months. According to a recent survey, Germans plan to spend an average 472 euros on Christmas presents this year. Around 20% of them are likely to be ordered online.
Mecklenburg-Vorpommern. In the summertime, the northeastern German state draws crowds of visitors to its hundreds of kilometers of sandy beaches on the Baltic coast. Because 175,000 people in the state live directly or indirectly from tourism, it is hoping to attract more tourists in the winter, too. The latest idea is creative accommodations, like these sleep barrels at a campground in Niendorf. Or the unusual dock-in hostel in Warnemünde, where you can spend the night in a refitted cargo container. More and more guests are checking in, even in the wintertime. The hostel opened 18 months ago and has already won a tourism prize. It offers plenty of activities for bad weather, like an indoor bouldering gym. It's just one of a host of new attractions in the region. Another is the Darwinium at the Rostock Zoo, described as a living museum of evolution. It includes a hall with orangutans and other primates in their natural setting. The zoo built it for 30 million euros a few years ago. Mecklenburg-Vorpommern's older attractions, such as its historic Hanseatic cities and architectural highlights like Schwerin Castle, which now houses the state parliament, already draw plenty of German visitors. Now, to attract more international guests, the state is earmarking hundreds of millions of euros for further investment in tourism. And that was Markets on Air.